One day, Mr. Ankylosaurus, otherwise known as Amy, was walking down the famous scene of the alley when he suddenly met his friend the Ankylosaurus. He said, "Hello, Ankylosaurus." And the Ankylosaurus replied, "Well, hello, I'm surprised to meet you." And the Allosaurus said, "Well, me too. I was just going to have some fun near the lake. Do you want to come with me?" "Of course, let's go." So they went to the lake and they got an orange fish. They ate it. It was delicious. Later on in the day, the Triceratops, called Mina, was coming over here when she saw tracks in the sand. Of course, she knew they were the Ankylosaurus and Allosaurus, but next to that, she saw giant footsteps heading to their home. She raced up and down over the meadows, trying to figure out what to do. They were her friends, and then she realized it was the deadly T-Rex's footsteps. So she quickly hurried to tell them that the T-Rex was on the loose. She went, dun, dun, dun. Mina was right. There was a mean little T-Rex on the loose. But little did anyone know that he was actually just searching for a friend. He was very lonely and people always thought he was scary. And no one even knew that he was a vegetarian. He was thinking to himself, if only I could have a friend to play with and munch with and talk with and laugh with. And then he saw some other footsteps. Well, I came here earlier, but now how are there 3 footsteps? I must follow them. I might get a friend. Dun, dun, dun. Whoa, it's going everywhere. Finally, it's going in one direction. The iguanodon came by. It was very mystified by all the footsteps, but all it says was, "I'm hungry, let's go back for lunch." And it just went. Now, back with Mr. Ankylosaurus and Allosaurus. They were jumping and playing at his house at the garden. Dun, 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 I'm gonna get you! When they suddenly heard a boom, boom, boom. They looked at each other in alarm because they knew that when water rumbles with just a slight rumble, that means a T-Rex is on their way. They both went into the house and went into the deepest cellar bit, hoping that no T-Rex would get them there. Ah! Mina, in the meanwhile, was racing over to them. She went in the house, but she couldn't see anything. Then she heard a voice in the floor saying, "Mina, Mina, is that you? We're in here. We're hiding from the T-Rex." She opened this little trapdoor in the sand and saw a very, very muddy place where both the Allosaurus and the Ankylosaurus was hiding. She dived into. She didn't want the T-Rex to get her. Whee! Meanwhile, T-Rex is over here, just singing songs to himself and going la 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 la. Ooh, what's this? It's a house. Let me go and check it out. There's no one in here. I hear something on the floor. Could it be a secret sandpit trap? He went in to see what was happening there. Eee. Meanwhile, Stegosaurus had just come by to drink in the lake. When he drank in it, he realized the T-Rex had come past. But then he also realized that the T-Rex was lonely. He knew that because the T-Rex had always been known to be a vegetarian. That only changed in the meanwhile. You'll find out. Whee! Back over there, the 3 stood shivering as they heard the T-Rex come by. But of course, he found out. And they all screamed, trying to get out. Ah! But no, he was too good. And he rushed over to the and said, "You want to be their friend?" And everyone was surprised. They didn't know, but then they knew it was a trick, although it wasn't. And they started to fight, and that's why the T-Rex got angry. Then it said, "I don't care if they're going to be my friend or not. I'm going to eat them." And he went over to eat them, but at that moment, the hungry iguanodon came over here and said, "What are you doing?" And no one knew this fact, but T-Rexes are terrified of iguanodons, though no one ever knows why. And he ran and said, "Ah!" But then he said to the three that were cowering over there, he said, "I'm going to get you." "Thank you for saving us," cried Mina, the Allosaurus and the Ankylosaurus to the Iguanodon. "That's all right. I was just coming to feed anyway. Anyways, I'll be on my way." The other three said they should go and just play around in the garden. But as they were leaving, the Stegosaurus came back and said, "Have you seen the T-Rex?" And he said, "Yes, he's become meat. He's become a carnivore." And he said, "Oh, that's no good." But he was actually lonely. "But I bet you could come around to my house and play together."